I just love it whenever we have follow up questions from content that we've already created here directly from the community. So, today's episode is really going to be heavily focused on making money with your content, how that breaks down, and the different strategies that I've tried. So, I'm going to give you tons of examples, different things that you can do, whether you're a beginner in this space or you've been around for a while and the things that you used to do just are not working anymore. Like, we have so much to offer in today's episode. So let's get right to it. Hey everyone, Crystal here today, and I am so excited to talk about this topic. But first, hello, I am your podcast coach and content strategist if we have not had the chance to meet. And I'm so happy that you're listening to the podcast, whether it's the audio only version or you're watching on YouTube. I so appreciate it. And actually, for those of you watching on YouTube, I have a special treat. I'm going to flip you around real fast. Do y'all see this wall back here behind me? Yeah, we got an acoustic wall. Like, I feel like I've totally upgraded. And I know y'all always ask me about different pieces of tech and things that I'm doing behind the scenes. Well, my husband, thank you. Shout out to Seth. He installed this acoustic wall, and there's one thing missing from my office that is going to be remedied soon. But I want like a piece of furniture, like a couch that my kids will come in here in the morning if I'm like early, like writing emails or planning content. They come in my office and they like to sit down and chit chat. And I'm like, well, I mean, I would love a little fancy, like a little love seat or chase lounge. So, more to come on that. I actually have a video that I'm working on that shows you how we installed these acoustic panels and why we did it and all the things. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We are here to talk about a question that popped up in our free Facebook group. So if you're not in our free Facebook group, you are missing out. This is a place to ask your questions, get your answers, and communicate and network with other creators that are trying to do exactly what you're trying to do. But this comes from Leslie. So we do these segments called Questions from the Community. So shout out to Leslie. She actually had a follow-up question to a previous episode. So if you have not watched it or listened to it, the original episode that she is referencing is called How I Made $10,000 from Digital Products and You Can Too. So this is Leslie's question. She says, Crystal, this podcast was so helpful. I'm trying to create some low ticket offers and down the road a bigger course, but don't want to do tons of live webinars, etc. Your digital product model aligns with what I'd like to do, so I really appreciate the transparency and insight. I've been wondering what that could look like financially. Thank you. So that was her original comment. She was just like, oh, this is a great episode. But then my follow-up question to that was, Leslie, I'm so glad it was helpful. Let me know if you have any other topics related to monetization we should follow up on. And here's where it gets good. Here's the good stuff. She said, definitely, I would love to hear more on monetization of affiliate stuff and sponsorships. And I was like, done, added to the calendar. And here we are today, right? Like, this is why this topic is coming up, because it's one of those, and I don't know if it's the time of year, like we're recording this, we're getting close to the end of the year, like we're officially in Q4, and maybe you're planning for next year. You're like, what is, the next 12 months of my content going to look like? Or what are the promotion cycles that I want to do? Like, what do I actually want to do in the next 12 months? And if you aren't doing that, that's actually one of the things that we're going to talk about. Like, this is one of my superpowers is planning. It is like, give me an SOP all day, give me a calendar, give me a schedule. Like, I absolutely love it. And I was not always this way. I want to be very clear. I was so disorganized, so disheveled in my youth, but I was always on time. I will say that. I was very punctual. I got that from my dad. I was always very punctual to things, but I digress. We are here to break down. We're going to talk about affiliate marketing and what that breakdown looks like. We're going to talk about planning promotions, launch workflows, and sponsorships. So if you're taking notes, those are the big 4 things that we're going to cover today. And I want to go ahead and say, we're not going to go like on a deep dive on every single one of these, because We've covered them multiple times here on the podcast, here on the YouTube channel, but this is more of a strategic episode where we're going to talk about how they all tie in together because they are 100% related. And you shouldn't just be thinking about affiliate marketing or just your own promotions or just planning launches or sponsorships. Like all of these tie in together. And the through line of all of this is not overwhelming your audience because people will come to me and say, well, I could be an affiliate for this one program, but then I'd have to push off my own launches. But then that goes into like the next affiliate program. And then should I go ahead and just promote all of them at one time? Like, okay, this was a big lesson learned for me. So let me just do a quick affiliate marketing breakdown and what that looks like in my business here at Profit Media. So I do affiliate promotions for services that I love, right? You hear me all the time talk about Buzzsprout. You hear me talk about Riverside. I have talked about Canva. I mean, I could just go on and on about all the different affiliate programs that I've been a part of. Like there are a lot. And I talk about them pretty regularly. And I even have a dedicated page on my website. It's my tools page. If you want to go check out what I recommend, like those are all like baseline, bottom of the barrel affiliate stuff that is the best place to get started. So if you're not currently doing affiliate marketing, affiliate promotions, and you want to know how to get started, that's where I would start. Go look at all the programs and the products and the services and everything that you currently love today and see if they have affiliate programs. And I think that it's just it's low-hanging fruit. If it's aligned with your audience and they would be interested in it, then by all means, like try it out. What do you have to lose? You literally have nothing to lose other than someone saying like, okay, like that product doesn't align with my audience. Well, then maybe we can, test things out. This is why I think testing is so important. But I think that just getting started, I got started with Amazon. So this was my very first affiliate program. I started recommending books here on the podcast through Amazon, and I would link to them on my show notes for the podcast. And that's how I got started. Was it a lot of money? No. Okay, let me just throw that out there. It was not a ton of money that I was making, but it was money that I was making that I really didn't have to do much for other than say, I read this book. I loved it. You should go check it out too, because I think you'll enjoy it. So I think that, you could always get started with these big promotions and all these other types of affiliate launches. But at the end of the day, I think the most important thing is finding products and services that you yourself love, enjoy, or use, and then promoting those to an audience that it's the right fit for. Okay. Like you won't see me promoting things on here that I don't consume myself or doesn't align with you. Like it's not part of your journey and it doesn't make sense. So I think that that's really the important piece, right? The audience is top of mind all day today and all the topics we're talking about. And I think that that's one that people often overlook. They're like, this thing that I'm promoting isn't performing well. I'm like, well, who's your audience? You talk to a fitness audience and you're promoting McDonald's? Yeah, it's probably not going to work out really well for you. So anyway, again, I digress. Apparently, I have a lot of soapbox things to talk about when it comes to affiliate marketing. But those are like baseline, right? Entry level, baby steps into affiliate marketing. Then you get into the higher ticket products, whether it's a conference. Like I've seen people that are affiliates for conferences where they have like a special like promotion link, or maybe they have a discount code. Like those are all affiliate promotions and they're making a commission on the back end of it, depending on how many people they sign up. And then of course, we do big promotions for programs like Digital Course Academy, for B School, for Overnight Rockstar, there for Time Genius. Like I could go on and on. There are several different promotions that we do, and these are not cheap purchases for my audience. And I understand that, which we'll talk about this when we talk about planning promotions, but it's something that I make a great commission, and year over year affiliate revenue is pretty high up there in how much money I'm making in my business. Like it's more than my own products and services. Let me repeat that. Affiliate marketing has gotten to the point where it is more than my own products and services because again, I find things that align with my audience, things that you enjoy and that you would be a good fit for what I'm promoting. And it's just something that I love it. I love an affiliate launch, and we'll break down the reasons why, but it's just one of those things that it's just so much fun for me because I genuinely love the product. Again, when people come to me and they're like, I'm not good at marketing. I feel salesy. And I'm like, yeah, because you're trying to convince yourself that you enjoy the thing. And I'm like, no, no, no. I am so sold on the results that B School has gotten me, or what I learned in Susie Moore's overnight rockstar program on how to get, in front of, have these cool PR opportunities, and Time Genius and DCA. Like, all of these things have gotten me results, and I'm going to share them with other people because I was in one area of my life and now I'm here. And I just think that it's so lucrative for this audience specifically. So if you want to know more about any of those programs, I'll link to them. Some of them have wait lists, some of them are open all the time, but I'll link to them if you're curious, just to see like, well, how much are these products and what does that look like? So that's my affiliate marketing breakdown. Is you can start with the entry level, or you can go like straight to the exclusive high end packages that you want to sell. But now let's talk about planning promotions, because this is where, and Leslie, I'd be so curious, like DM me on Instagram or send me a fan mail or reach out in the Facebook group, because I'm so curious what your strategy is. You said you want to have low ticket offers today and then possible courses in the future. What I do, and I did this this year in 2024, I bought Jesse Itzler's big ass calendar. I think that's what it's called. It is a big ass calendar. And it's one of those where it's like, it doesn't actually say the word ass on it. It says hashtag. I was about to say pound sign. Y'all, this is how old I am. I was about to say pound sign, because that's what I would have hit on my rotary dial phone that was at a 20-foot long extension cord. Okay, somebody's laughing with me. Everybody that's like Gen Z is like, what is she even talking about? Yeah, I know. Anyways, I digress. And I love the idea of this calendar because it lists out every single day of the year and it goes across horizontally for every month. So like from one end of the poster to the other, and maybe we can put a picture up here. It is like all of January, all of February, all of March, April, May, all the way down, but it's all horizontally. My brain doesn't spatially like the layout of that, because at the end of the day, I plan everything in quarters of the year. So for 2025, I'm going to a calendar. We'll put a link up here too. And this is my Amazon affiliate link, but this is the calendar I used before. I used it for 2 or 3 years. I tried this new one. We're going back to the old school one because it is a layout and you can do it horizontally or vertically, that has 3 months, like in different sections. So you can just look at a glance and see what quarter of the year that you're in or what you have coming up in the next quarter. And I really like that. And I know for those of you that are like paper planners or like wall calendars, who does this? I do this. This is me. Like I'm here. I still use wall calendars because I'm a very visual person, and you could do this in your Google Calendar or other places. But what I like to do on this wall calendar is mark off the days where I am not working. And Amy Porterfield has this workshop that she does every year. I've done it. Gosh, I think I've done it since she's offered it, since like 2019. I think that I've done this workshop where she helps you plan out your year. And what I learned from her is, what are your non-negotiables? And for me, I don't want to work on the days when my kids are out of school. Like I want to take advantage of that. Now, summer, different story, but I'm talking about like those weird holidays where the kids have a day off, or we actually have like a fall break where the kids have a 5-day weekend. And I'm like, wait, hang on 1 second. Like what's actually happening here? Like they get off on a Wednesday and they don't go back to the next Wednesday. And I'm like, okay, like that's a lot. Or I guess it's the next, I don't know, something like that. But anyway, it is a 5-day weekend and I've marked on my calendar last year that I wasn't going to be doing anything. So I have that weekend free. Like I know I'm not going to have any podcast interviews. I'm not going to have any coaching calls with my members. I'm not going to have like different sponsorship things. It's like, oh, I have to adjust this meeting. I have to do this. Of course, there are exceptions to the things that you plan a year in advance and whether you can change them or not. But I always mark off important things, anniversaries, my kids' birthdays, my husband's birthdays, my family, like all those big things that I really want to be present in my life. Those get marked off. And then I go into Calendly, which is my interview platform that I use for my podcast. And I'm like, nope, not available there, not available there. And I will mark off months. Okay. Did you hear me? Months at a time when I am not available for podcast interviews. We had a recent coaching call with Hannah, shout out. So Hannah Gill, she has a podcast on her show. We were talking about, just how much she was like, gosh, I can't keep up with all the interviews that were happening. And it wasn't like a good work-life balance for her. And what she ended up doing was setting this hard boundary that she would only do interviews on this one specific day. And if it didn't work out, it didn't work out. Like somebody was just going to have to go out to the next month or possibly even the next year if she wasn't available. So when I look at planning promotions, you have to have those non-negotiables, those things that you are not going to miss and things that you are going to block off on your calendar. That way you can plan your launches around them. And what I do, because you heard me earlier say that affiliate promotions are the bulk of a lot of my revenue that comes in here. So I actually prioritize those first because I have no control over those dates, right? That's somebody else's promotion and I'm stepping in and I'm promoting what they're doing. So I have to kind of fall in line with their calendars and their timelines. So I will reschedule my own launches and my own promotions to make these other ones work for me because I know the revenue is there. There's actually one that I don't make a ton of money, but this year alone, I got 500 new email subscribers. Like that was a big deal. Like in a week, I got 500 new email subscribers. That's worth it to me to make room in my calendar to make that promotion happen instead of overwhelming my own list with all the other things. So that's actually the next great point that we need to go into when you're planning your promotions. You don't want to overwhelm your audience. I've made this mistake in the past. There were, I think, 3 overlapping promotions. I was trying to promote my own podcast. It was my podcasting course launch. So Profit Podcasting. If you haven't checked it out, you can go to crystalprofit.com/course and learn more about it. But I was in one of my own pre-launch phases or right in the middle of the launch, but it was also a big affiliate launch. And it was at the tail end of another affiliate launch. And yes, I do segmenting within Kit. This is my email service provider. It was formerly ConvertKit. Now they're Kit. And I just was like, I don't have enough segmentation to make these work. I was just sending to all of my list, hoping people would opt out and not unsubscribe. It didn't work out well. I lost so many subscribers because I overwhelmed them. You've been on the receiving end of this, right? Where all of a sudden someone they send you a weekly email, then all of a sudden you're like, why do I have 27 emails from this one person? I've only not checked my email for a few days and this is way too much. So when you're looking at planning your promotions, think about how many emails you're going to be sending to promote something, and then take a step back, zoom out. And again, this is why I like the big wall calendars. So you can look at it and see, okay, the cart open is on this date for this promotion. The cart closes on this one. And if there's any overlap, you got to make the decision. You need to choose one or the other. I used to think, well, I could do both. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine, right? We all love that GIF where the room is on fire and they're like, it's fine. They're just sipping their coffee, but it's too much. It's way too much. If you are sending 27 emails to your audience within a specific time frame, even if you segment, it's too much for you, it's too much for them, and I just don't recommend it. This is my lesson learned. Please take it from me. It's a lot to manage and you can get it really wrong and you can hurt the relationship with your audience. Again, everything goes back to the audience. I keep them top of mind, you, my dear listeners, my dear consumers of my content. I'm thinking about you when I'm creating my content and I don't want to overwhelm you. I also don't want to just talk about the same thing over and over and over again. And it doesn't fit into the overall bigger picture strategy of the rest of my content. So when you're thinking about planning promotions, this is like a good segue into planning and like how does your content fit into this bigger picture? This is why I like to do your brainstorming ideas for your content and then take a step back and say, what of these ideas are evergreen? Like, where can I just plug them in wherever they're not timely? Like, I don't have to record it tomorrow for it to be relevant. And just have those in your back pocket to move down the like line, right? Because maybe you need to, oh, all of a sudden I have to record a podcast episode talking about this, or I got the opportunity to interview Amy Porterfield, or I had an Instagram live with Marie Forleo. Ladies and gentlemen, these are reasons why I have moved my content calendar because these big interviews happen. So you have to have some flexibility. Don't just figure out all of your yearly promotions and then say, well, that's my calendar for the year. It's written in Sharpie. Nothing can be changed. Absolutely not. I keep it pretty loose on what my content's going to be. And I start planning things and I start plugging things into spreadsheets and Asana and calendars everywhere. And then I take a step back and say, is this doable? And am I really focusing on the right areas that are going to make my audience more excited about these opportunities to join these programs, to buy these products, to sign up for these services? Because if you don't do that, then all your efforts just kind of wasted. Because what I see too often is people join affiliate programs, and I have nothing against swipe copy. Okay. I have nothing against swipe copy. I have nothing against you using ChatGPT to help you write promotions, captions, scripts for your content, whole podcast episodes, whatever. Like, I have nothing against that. But if you are just using the boilerplate information that an affiliate partner or their affiliate manager, some of these big programs have an affiliate manager and they'll give you swipe copy. If you are just using that, you're picking it up from one page and copying and pasting it over to yours and you're just pressing send, it may or may not resonate with your audience. Like, that is the other big lesson learned. For years, I used a little bit of swipe copy, a little bit of my own. I try to write my own stuff. And then I just got to a point where I was just like, this isn't working. And what I have found works from my affiliate promotions is really telling stories, whether it's my own stories, it's stories of people that have actually gotten results with the program, or it's where I was before I even heard about the program to where I am today. Like, stories really matter. So when you're thinking about planning your promotions and what you can do to stand out, it's stories. At the bottom line, no one's going to have your exact story the way you tell it and the way it's impacted your life. So keep that in mind when you're planning your promotions. I do so much of my time planning these promotions that when they actually come around, they're a lot easier to manage than waiting until cart open and all of a sudden it's like, oh wait, cart's open. What do I do now? It's not going to work that way. So make sure you add in plenty of buffer time for planning your promotions. And I didn't learn this until the last year. Also, time to debrief and analyze what went well, what didn't go so well, so you can learn for the next time. Okay, I knew we were going to spend a lot of time on planning, but it was very important. Now, the other part of Leslie's question is about launch workflows. And I have to say that this is something that evolves over time. I think all of these have a theme of evolution, right? Like, you start with one thing, you figure out what works, you have your lessons learned, and then you go from there and you just keep building on the things that you've already done. But when it comes to specific workflows, the thing that has helped me so much is tracking in the middle of a launch. So I'll give you a great example. As I'm recording this, it's the day after Amy Porterfield's Digital Course Academy program closed. And I'm looking at my DCA launch spreadsheet and I'm so happy that I have it. Number one, it's not something I created after the fact. I did a long time ago. Okay, that's another discussion for another day. I duplicate it every year. I'm like, okay, what was 2023's? Okay, now that's 2024's, and that will become 2025's. But what I do is I do tracking. I track my leads. I track if I've sent them an email, like a welcome email saying, hey, come on. I segment them as a lead for that program. Or if someone opts out, I make sure and I tag them in Kit appropriately for someone that's opted out of the promotion and they don't want to hear about it that go around. And the other thing that I do in the spreadsheet is I track the emails that perform really well. So I'll go into Kit and I get the report for that specific email. And then I have my VA go in and add all the numbers. So, how many people open? So, the open rate, the click rate, and how many unsubscribes we got from that specific email so that I can see over the course of a launch how many people are unsubscribing from my list because it gives me some red flags. Now, I just want to say if you're launching, you're going to have unsubscribes. I don't care if it's your own program or someone else's, it's bound to happen. Don't take it personally. All right. You got to have a little bit tougher skin. Like it's not you. Maybe it's the program wasn't a right fit, or maybe they heard about this from 3 other people and they're like, oh my gosh, here's this person talking about this program again. Like this is my hard line, like hard pass. But I think having that section of the email that says like it's the disclaimer, like if you're not interested in digital courses, click this button to opt out, and you will only receive my weekly Friday emails. I've done that. It works really well for launches, so I highly recommend doing it. But for other launch workflows, I just recommend having a dedicated folder. So I have Google Drive. This is what I use. I have a dedicated folder for each of my launches for affiliates and for the year. So I can go into my 2020 launch for Digital Course Academy, look at the assets that I have there and say, oh, do I want to reuse any of this? Because once you've done it, you can reuse the same stuff over and over again. And some of it, you're like, oh no, that was old, or it's old branding, or it's not the right guidelines that we should use today. But some of it's like, oh, like that was a great story. I'm going to reuse that, but I'm going to tell it in a way that makes sense for audiences today. So that's a big part of my workflow is having one central location to put everything. So whether it's you or you and a team member or someone else, like this is key, is having everything for that one launch, again, whether it's yours or an affiliate, all in one place, because then you won't lose stuff. You won't lose stuff. All right, we got to wrap this up for sponsorships. So sponsorships is the other thing that Leslie wanted to talk about. Again, I have content already created. I want you to go listen to the episodes I've done with Justin Moore. I actually have 2 on the podcast, 2 on the YouTube channel that talk about sponsorships, how to get brand deals, what that looks like. It talks about my own experiences with brand deals. But I will say, you know how I talked about earlier about revenue whenever it comes to affiliate marketing. This year, affiliate marketing and sponsorships combined make up almost 70% of my revenue for the whole year. Affiliate marketing and sponsorships. So they are making more than my own products and services. And I'm not upset about it. Let me just say that. Okay. I love my programs. I love my low ticket offers. I love, all the different things that we offer here at Profit Media. But I've also had so much fun creating different types of content for sponsored partners that I work with. And I have so much fun with affiliate launches because it's not just me. I think that's the thing. Like with Amy and doing the DCA launch, like I get to be part of a community of other people that are doing things. And I get to see some of these rock stars that are doing incredible things behind the scenes. I learn from all of these A-list people that are running their affiliate launches. So I get just that much better. And I take that information and I take it back to this audience first and foremost, but I also take it into my own launches. So just keep that in mind that if you are brand new to this, that this is something that's going to evolve over time. You're probably not going to get to do really big affiliate launches or huge sponsorships if you don't have a big audience today, which let's be clear, I don't have a huge audience. I have an email list that's less than 5,000. I have a YouTube channel that's less than 10,000, and my podcast is not blowing everybody out of the water. So I just want you to know that it doesn't take much, but you need to have some sort of audience to really get traction because again, I've been doing this since 2018. And it's really just now starting to ramp up and amplify from where I started back in 2018. So don't get discouraged. If you're just getting started, you can absolutely make money with your content. And again, circling back to the very beginning, affiliate marketing, I think, is a fantastic place to start. So Leslie, I hope I answered all your questions. I want to go back real fast and say just some few closing themes for today. Focus on your audience. Super important, right? Keep them top of mind when you're planning your promotions. Do not overwhelm them with too many launches at one time. And the other one is let your journey evolve over time. Like, it's okay to do an affiliate launch and make no sales because I promise you're going to learn something. You're going to learn something about you, about your audience, whether it's a good fit or not, or you're going to learn from the other rock stars that you get surrounded by that have been doing it for a long time. And I mean, I just can't say enough about just getting in a room with other people that are freaking crushing it and doing way bigger things than I even ever dreamed of. Like, that's how you have a lot of real growth. So I highly encourage that. But we have tons of existing resources. I already said this today on each of these topics that we're going to link to in the show notes, in the description. But I want to hear from you. I want you to comment below. I want you to DM me on Instagram, send me a fan mail on the podcast, but what specific questions do you have about making money with your content? If you want to go deeper on one of these topics specifically, if you want to hear stories, specific examples, like let me know because I want to hear from you. But that's all I have for you today. And I want to do a quick fan mail shout out. So if you aren't familiar with what this is, you can go to the audio version of the podcast, hit the link that says send Crystal a text message, and your fan mail could be read on the show. So here it is for today. And this was actually very apropos for this episode because this was sent to me right after we aired the episode of making $10,000 in digital products. So fantastic. Again, I don't know who these are, but I can see you're from Seattle, Washington. And it says, "Hello, Crystal. Love this episode about making money through digital products. I would love to hear more episodes about different revenue paths from a podcast. Thank you so much. I learned so much from you. Sincerely, Nicole P. Cafecito and Tarot." So I think that that's the name of her podcast. So thank you so much, Nicole, for this. And I hope that you got something out of today's episode. It was very much centered on how to make money with podcast and, your content. I actually, well, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, maybe we could go through in a future episode the actual breakdown of the process. I know, Leslie, you asked about launch workflows and I kept it pretty high level, but we could go through the actual step by step by step of like, you do this and then you do that and then you do this and then you put this link here and then you use this asset here. And like, we could absolutely do that. But I want to hear from you. Let me know if that's something. Tell me in the comments. Like I said, DM me or send me a fan mail that that's something you want to know more about. But that's all I have for you today. So make sure you hit that follow or subscribe button wherever you are listening and watching today. And as always, remember, keep it up. We all have to start somewhere.